Welcome to Keith and the Girl. I'm Keith Malley.
I'm Chemda.
Melody Kamali is here. Go to keithandthegirl.com/Melody Kamali. See all the other times she's been on. Melody, great to see you. How are you?
Great to be here. Thanks for having me.
God bless you.
Good to see you.
I saw this right before the show, so it's on my mind. It's bothering me. Tell me what you think. Memes. Who doesn't love them? They're fucking hilarious. But I saw an ad. So it's sponsored, and it says it's sponsored. People say getting more followers is impossible. Me, I say I grow my following by thousands every month without doing anything with Path Social. The meme is that it's Leonardo DiCaprio's character from Django Unchained when he's all smug. He's smug because during that conversation that he's having in that moment in the movie, he's talking about how small the black brain is compared to the white brain. The blacks do want to be controlled. And then he has black Mandingo type men fight each other to the death. I don't know what Path Social does.
Never heard
of it. It doesn't love me long time.
No.
I mean, what the fuck?
Here's of all the meme templates, yeah.
The thing is unfortunately, your stats are in their demographic.
Right.
So I don't know if me and Melody have gotten this. Have you?
Never targeted for that one, no.
I'm like, what racial company can I use to not worry about stupid memes so much? All right. Anyways, Melody, it's great to see you. You're you fancy yourself a script writer. This must be a tumultuous fucking time.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've been using this as an excuse to not write anything.
Right. This is why I didn't write last year.
My
rent
thing.
We talked about this on last week on Keith and the Girl, the VIP show, a little bit with Rod and Karen, but I do see some of the funniest picket signs I've ever seen because these guys are writers. Make a deal with us or we're going to kill off young Sheldon. Don't make us release the Animaniacs.
Love that one.
I'm just afraid that they're going to be able to take all these signs and for free make a movie out of it.
I mean, desperate times. Yeah, there's an.
Half the shit I see on TV, Melody, an AI could have wrote that. Let's be honest.
But I think Melody just gave a lot of people some really good advice. Like, is your partner's a birthday coming next week? Don't write anything. Be on the right side of history. You're good to go.
Thing. No work emails, no rent checks. I can't stress the rent checks enough.
Don't sign your name to anything. Don't get married.
No.
SNL was off last Saturday, last minute because the writer's strike.
Yeah, Pete Davidson. I mean,
he wanted. So he was a regular cast member. He's not anymore because he's they don't let you fuck too many hot people because then the audience can't relate. But he will be the host. Now there's also a movie coming out right now, at least or a TV show on TV. But who knows? Will the timing work out for him next year? Because they're going to cancel the last 3 shows they got. I guarantee.
Yeah. I have a friend who's a new cast member, Molly Carney.
Yeah.
I had run into them in the park and was like, oh, can you get me in? Like, I want to go to the party. And they've been prepping for this potential strike before anyone was really like talking about it. They're like, maybe next year. Like, I don't think there's going to be much show left. And this was like a month ago.
Right. And what are the rules? We were talking about this again on last week a little bit. But I remember 15 years ago, they had this writer's strike, and that lasted 3 to 4 months. That's why I'm saying it's not going to end anytime soon. Mm-hmm. Colbert wrote it himself and did this show himself. It would be funny if then after the strike's over, he goes, oh, by the way, writers, I think we're good. This is kind of fun.
Yeah. I remember watching Conan and like loving it. Maybe I just love Conan that much. I mean, he was literally just like he was spinning his engagement ring to see how long it would go, just like filling time and dead air. But
I'll talk about going to see stand up again, and I say again because it's been years in person. But I do like when the comics are like, oh, this place, I'll just be loose and talk, like they say it out loud, and I'm good. Carmen Lynch, good. But say you just be loose, it's even better. Even though sometimes I'm like, that's not loose and talk. I know you. But yeah, I do like the just fucking about idea of it.
Yeah. Not that it's a good thing that like writers are out of work, but if you have a charismatic enough host, then while things are being ironed out, I'll watch them do anything.
Do all the things that the writers turned you down for. You know,
Yeah.
the host gets shut down a little bit and is embarrassed. Now it's like, well, nope, I get to do this now.
Yeah, thank God Jay Leno's not got a show anymore.
Right. Does it concern you, or did you just realize I didn't realize every friend I ever had was a writer? They're
Yeah,
fucking
right?
everywhere, apparently.
I was starting to get a little like salty looking at all of my friends, like realizing, yeah, all my friends are staffed apparently, and that it was like this party I wasn't invited to.
Right.
You know what you should do, just in like camaraderie, just go down there and pick it, because, you know, I went to Black Lives Matter. I saw people at what was the pussy parade we did after Trump was elected. There were men there. You call yourself an ally, you get one of those signs and you get yourself a job after this.
Right. No, it's a networking event ultimately.
Right. Do you know how many mad chicks I fucked? And I don't mean crazy. I mean a lot.
No, I think I saw something about Misconnections kind of account popping up.
I was wearing a hat that I don't understand, and you were wearing a hat that you totally understood. We should meet up.
Yeah.
People were throwing bottles. Anyway, let me buy you a bottle.
It's not for dates. It's just like a collab on a script.
Yeah, but your picket sign better be the shit. Like, it better be like someone paid you to go pick it.
Yeah.
I asked the picket sign. I asked a woman to write this for me so that I can learn. Is that good? Just came to me.
That's good.
Yeah, it's not my place to write this, but here's 2 women's signatures. Not to brag, I know more than that.
I made my second female friend this year.
Yeah,
Kamali.
Honest science.
My best friend is a woman. Is that going?
I call her the girl.
So my brother Mark was in town. Last minute I was surprised by it, and I said, oh, let's meet up. And then
wait, I'm sorry, I don't stop me if this is too much, but you were like, he was in town last minute and you said, oh, then hey, let's meet up. So he was like, hey, I'm in town, and you said, is this a text so we meet up? Or?
Not even that. He wrote in the family group chat. He was making, well, I don't know if I'm allowed to call him out. He was at the 9/11 memorial and said, weren't there more buildings here? So then I said, oh, you're in New York.
Holy shit.
Say hi. And he was in New York early to go to a cruise the next day and didn't think to say, because the Malleys don't know how to talk.
Where from?
I wish I knew, but it's too late to ask because I've been to his house so many times. Connecticut. He's in Connecticut.
Oh yeah, I'm from Connecticut.
Oh, so you might know.
Yeah. I know.
You might know why his brother comes into town, posts a picture of himself in the city in the group text, and then Keith goes, hey, are you going to eat? Because I could be in your neighborhood.
Yes, that's how it went. And he happened to be in New York because, well, he was taking a cruise from New York and there was a New York meeting. So it all came together. So maybe he's thinking he couldn't have spent a lot of time with me. And I'm like, I can do it right fucking now. And he goes, okay. He's on the lower, because they got a place for the cruise. He was on the lower west side. Like almost like if you look at a map, it seems like there's a big line that separates that from the rest of Manhattan.
Yeah.
And so I go, hey, let's meet up. I'm doing crazy shit with Duck. For those in the know, I have a restaurant right across from me. That's great, but I can meet you anywhere in the city. It's all the same to me. And I love the way he did it. He was like, yeah, that'd be great. If you can come down, that's cool. I loved it.
Casual.
You know, casual. Yeah, you're clear where you stand.
Mm-hmm.
I gave you the options and you said it, quite frankly. The only step worse or different could have been an exclamation point, but I think there was one in there. I'm like, yeah, absolutely. So I go down to see him. I start going down, then I'm like, what do you want to see? I saw you took a picture by the Trade Center. So did you go in the Oculus? He said no, which it is pretty fucking amazing inside. I'm not necessarily a person that appreciates that, I don't know, art, buildings, but it is pretty fucking amazing. But it really is also just a mall. And I said, do you want to do that? And he goes, sure. Now, not
enthusiastic consent, right?
Not if you ask me. You want to fuck tonight? Sure. Man, sure needs like more than 3 exclamation points for me to know you mean sure.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, a yes would have been fun. A hell yeah would have been ideal.
Hate sure.
So then I think, okay, well then forget it, because he was right there. He
Right.
deliberately didn't say it. Now it's a sure. That's what I have to assume. And then I said, all right, how about Comedy Cellar? It's one of the best clubs in the world, usually on a random night. And he said, I'm into that. And then I said, sure. But I haven't been to a club in so fucking long.
Yeah.
And I remember the days, I didn't see this online, but I remember the days when Comedy Cellar, I think it was free. And you just stand in line for an hour, but you just have to reserve ahead of time.
Yeah.
So this is so funny because I've been going to the Comedy Cellar for 30 years now. And when I was first going, first of all, before that, it was called the Finjan. And that's where my parents used to go because they would play.
Fuck out of here. I never heard this.
Yeah. Me neither.
Yeah. They played Middle Eastern music there. And Noam Dworman, who's the person who owns and runs the cellar now, it was his father. So my parents used to know his father. This on What's My Name, I interviewed Noam, the guy who currently owns it. And I'm like, our parents hung out like all the time. So it was one of the most popular Middle Eastern clubs that my parents frequented.
That's not Blue Note, right? That's totally different.
No, it's different. Yeah. Okay. So then he changed it to a comedy club. And so when I was like a teenager, you had to be 21, but no one was carding. And the cellar had really good comedians, all the ones that you saw on TV, but who was watching TV for comedians that time. So come like 11 or midnight or something, they were like, want to come in? No drink minimum, no nothing. And I'm like, 17, 18. I'm like, okay, you're not going to charge me for anything. I'm going to order zero shit, but you will have audience members. And it was like you and 10 other people, and you could stay as long as you want and no one's asking you in or out. Then after Louis C.K. put it in his opening, they used to have a thing before that, actually. If you were the first like 10 or 20, you never knew how many, you could reserve a seat for free, but you had to be like the first one of that day. And then the rest.
That wouldn't be too hard. I never had problems when I did that.
Right. But now there's a line while another show is happening.
Yeah.
There's a line for the next show and it's an hour wait. And some of the people in line are on a separate line for just in case people with reservations don't come, I'm here. There's also, because sometimes we go down that block, also you see there's sometimes where obviously a bigger name is coming and they start putting people's cell phones into these bags. And then you kind of like the security's out there a little bit more and there's a little more hustle and bustle of the night. Right. Yeah. Anyway, what was your experience?
They would not, the bouncer, this motherfucking gatekeeper would not tell me what to do. This time, blah, blah, blah. He's like, it's sold out. I'm like, oh, okay, thanks. But no, he even said it like, it's sold out. That's how he said it. And I go, oh, okay. So what do I have to do now? And he goes, it's sold out. I'm like, oh, okay. So should I wait here? Yeah, that's what people would do. And I go, okay, so I'm starting the line, I guess. Okay, so I wait here. It's like, yeah. Then somebody else would come over. Is it sold out? Yeah. Like, I'm wondering, like, is he my dad? Like, all you had to do was say, may I come in?
Oh, yeah. Or just like, if you solve these riddles 3, like what?
Right. So I'm here. So I can't help but think I'm trying to show my brother a last minute good time. I'll pull a fucking card. So I go, you know what? Let's go in, act like we're going to eat. And so he orders a beer. I'm probably going to order food. And I assume through the waitress or me recognizing anybody, it wouldn't be the price. If I saw Noam, I'd tell him. I'd say, hey, show my brother a last minute thing. I don't have a ticket though. He'd be, quite frankly, he'd love to show his power. And so I'm talking to the waitress and she goes, oh no, like we're already sitting down. It's like, no, let's see. If you go out there, you got to be ready by 8:45. So if you go out there before 8:45, you should be good. Then she looks at her watch and says, oh, it's 8:30. It's probably too late. I'm like, okay, well, I'm just saying if I can, we can order food and I somehow go in through you. And she didn't really say no, but the answer was no.
Yeah.
It's like, could somebody just fucking answer?
She wanted you to hang out in her like section and not to the show?
But I appreciate the idea of always seeing the other side. I don't know. I don't know why the bouncer loves being a weird gatekeeper. I don't know. I do know the power trip. He has me stand there for a little bit. Then he like points to a door, and I think that's the door me and Mark go through. And so I open the door. It's understood he's going to go in first, and then he goes, "Actually, I'm just getting a Sprite for myself." I'm like, so, but you literally looked at me in a way that I want something from you, and I learned nothing. It's not like some secret drug code I'm not understanding. You're being a weirdo deliberately. I mean, I wouldn't have stood there with Mark for an hour anyway, but just tell me what the fuck to do.
Yeah.
Sadia is saying, should have pulled out your veteran card.
Yeah, hey, do you need my ID now, even though for no fucking reason? Then I would, sure. Hey, do you guys honor this card or not? Because I'm going to go on Instagram. I use racist Pat Social, and I was wondering. It's so frustrating. So then I decided to go to another club. What were you going to say?
I was going to ask if you ended up seeing comedy.
So I know if I see somebody at that comedian table, I'll give a nod in such a way that they say hi, and it's going to be solved. That's what I think. The only one there that I happen to know, and usually I would know easily 3/4. The only one I happen to know was Marina Franklin. I'm like, oh, Mark, you're out of luck. keepmegirl.com/Marina Franklin. You're out of fucking luck. So
what happened?
I leave. It was the very last time we decided to do a worst guest of the year award. So anyway, I decide not to push it, even though I was starting to think, I'm like, she's so fake though. That's will probably do it anyway, and then maybe figure it out later. But anyway, we leave. So I start to, and then I hear that whole section is comedy clubs, or at least throwing out flyers. And of course it's that lion that's like, Mike Kaplan's going to be performing tonight. He's from Letterman. It's like, I'm on the phone with Mike Kaplan. He's in Connecticut, and then I look and I see Sergio Chacon, who was on our show, Carmen Lynch, who we love, Sean Patton. We're at New York Comedy Club.
Heavy hitters.
Okay, I'll go there. And then it turns out I went to the wrong one because I don't know there's a second club by now. Yeah. Never mind. The one I tried to go to was the one I did improv when I first came to New York. So I recognize that piece of shit.
This is why Mark was like, look, I'm at a 9/11 memorial. Keith, leave me the fuck alone.
Right.
Keith is like, hey, buddy, are you remembering 2,000 people dying in New York? Want to have less fun with me? I could be there soon.
Well, first, the night was looking okay because first we had Mamoons.
Ooh.
And I forgot to bring cash. So I tricked him. He has to pay for it. And he loved it. So that was good.
Okay.
That's a lot of pressure, but it's the best in the fucking world. That's all I can tell you.
It is the best in the world.
He didn't even know what falafel was necessarily. I go falafel and shawarma, and then he's like, "Is that the one with where they cut the meat?" So he doesn't know it's not a regular word. And I'm like, "I'm going for it though. You know what meat is, and this is the fucking best."
Wait, I haven't had Mamoons. I'm writing it down.
Oh my god, it's mind blowing.
Mamoons is the best. I feel like they're not as good as they used to be.
I disagree.
Okay, good. Okay, I
even had his chicken. I never get the chicken. I get the lamb. I had some of his chicken. So fucking good.
I don't know a better shawarma place in New York City.
Good. I've been looking. I still haven't found good shawarma.
They have 4 different locations, 3 of them in New York and 1 in Jersey. But the original that only takes cash and doesn't have French fries is the West Village right next to the Cellar.
Oh, of course it is. Yeah.
It's a hole in the wall.
Good neighborhood.
So we get to the wrong club, then what bothered me about this
is that you're the worst.
Is that I'm the fucking worst. All those comedy clubs, they're free, quite frankly. You just pay inside, but I have to sit here and buy a ticket. So it's $50 total, which, okay, when do I do it and who gives a shit? And I'm not being petty. Obviously, pay for a show. We're talking about paying writers. It's just, how much do they get? But anyway, it just bothered me. I'm like, hey, Carmen, coming to see you. I'm like, can you just run out and throw me these 2 fucking free tickets that are laying all over the floor of the club?
It shouldn't. I didn't think it could be that hard.
Well, I didn't think to ask. And what's hard? No, you pay for a ticket. I get it. So we saw that, and that was fun because they are looser. and it should almost be offensive, but the comics are looser, and I enjoy that more.
Like they're looser when you pay?
No. The comics are looser when it's a small club and nobody's really in there.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
When you can hear Keith Malley's laugh because he laughs at what people would think are odd times because the comic goes, okay. And I know he's thinking and I blurt out, ha ha. It's that not many people that know it's about me.
Yeah.
That part's
I feel like
not
people
fun.
are being looser too because everyone's trying to get that sweet crowd work reel or like riff. Like people don't want to burn their material. So like I heard that at the Cellar, they're doing now after the show, like a Q&A. So like comics can get their reels, which I think is wild.
Because in that club, I saw in the bathroom, I assumed it was that club. But it was something called the Check Spot, and is that so they do crowd work? Like what's the gimmick? Wait, I didn't understand it.
I meant the Check Spot is the second to last comic. When you're like,
no, I get that. Why is the whole show?
They have a show called the Check Spot.
Yeah.
I wonder if it is like a loosey goosey, like bring your tripods, get that content.
Mike Cannon's the name that I recognized out of three people in that. And he happened to do a crowd work on drug show. So that makes sense to me. That's what it is. In fact, my brother Mark liked the Check Spot people the most. The three comics that only did like 5 minutes. They seemed to try harder. And that's true in that, Carmen was, and I'm not shitting on her, but she's leaning back. She's like, where's this going to go? And this and these guys are like, I'm probably in half an audition. And they were very tight.
Or maybe, Check Spot is like newer comics to the club.
Yeah. Oh well. So
paying for comedy.
It's just they didn't have food though, but I got to do 2 items. I'm not opposed to 2 items, but I have to get popcorn and pretzels and water and pretzels. Fuck you.
Yeah.
I said there was a woman there in the front. It's not that big a place, New York Comedy Club, but they had one table. There's okay. Picture you're on stage, then right to the right, there's one table, one woman sitting there. Then the rows start. I was so attracted to the one woman sitting completely by herself in the front row with a popcorn and water. And it was her one night off. I know that because people talk to her, of course, from the stage. I'm like, I just kept staring at like her reaction. I'm like, I found it so amazing. Such lips, and it shouldn't have to be, but the people laugh at me when I go to the movies by myself.
Really?
This is a big deal. Oh yeah.
We're still doing that?
I could be exaggerating. Again, I haven't talked to people in 5 years,
Yeah.
This show isn't real talk, I don't know what anybody's thoughts are. I'm like, was that in person?
This show is one big meme.
Right. and then I'm like, oh, I'm in a relationship. Let me find flaws in her. And then she laughed at something that was totally not funny. And I'm like, yeah, you're an idiot. Goodbye. We're not spending our time together. Goodbye. But I just thought it was cool. And he said he had a good time, my brother. So I think I did okay.
Yeah.
He did put a little joke in the family meeting, like, "Oh, Keith loves to send me to sold out stand up shows." But it's like, that's right. Like I don't know what he does with computers, but if he tried to show me a 1 and 0, I bet it'd show up.
Was this last night?
This was Wednesday. This is the last time we did a show. Yeah.
Your buddy Chris wants to know if you tried Google Maps on this night.
Sure, of course I did. I did Google Maps. I did Uber. I did all this shit. I went to the wrong comedy club because I typed in the wrong name. Of course I did.
Good question, though, Chris.
Did you type in the right place? Is what Chris should have asked. I didn't know there were 2 clubs. I'm like, I think I'm looking for neon. There's no neon. Then I leave the first one. I'm like, that's why there's no neon. But man, they are so fucking weird. Like I'm at the first wrong place I went to. Like, hey, I'd like to buy a ticket for this show. And it's like, okay. And that's what they did. They said, that's at 10:30 or something. And I'm like, oh, I think it's 9:30. And they go, no. I'm like, okay, but tell me, can I just buy a ticket here? Well, that's not here though. What the fuck is happening?
Dang.
What is happening?
Love comedy, man.
I want comedians to know this is what's going on out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. we're developing a spreadsheet here for bar shows because I want to go back out there, but it's been since the pandemic. So I'm trying out the bar shows, the free ones, the $5 ones, the $10 ones, but it is difficult to decipher which one's happening. We went to one and they were like, oh, you guys are the only people that showed up, so we canceled. I'm like,
yeah.
Okay, and there's your bar show. Yeah.
Yeah. And, I don't know what the super popular ones are. It honestly seems like all of them happen on Wednesday, and that's when our chat happens. And, I don't want to always give up that. So
I remember going to when I was dating, going to a place with a woman, and I happened to know everybody on the lineup. And then they canceled because it literally was only us. But then I did the power move and took her backstage, and we said hi to everybody.
Nice.
That had to be ideal. Yeah. So that
got what you needed out of it. Yeah.
Got what I needed.
Better
Thank
than
you,
the show.
everybody.
Yeah.
I tipped all you comics $2 each. I'm like, thank you. That really helped.
That's more than they would have gotten for the show, probably.
Let me buy you
bar
popcorn.
shows. Yeah.
actually, they would have gotten a drink ticket, and Keith just gave them the tip they can now give the bartender.
Right.
Yeah.
I did a show where they handed us our drink tickets and gave us the tip with the ticket. And I was like, God, did you have to start doing this? Because
you know what?
Dirtbag comics are not.
I like that idea. I like that idea. Go ahead, Chemda.
I actually considered that during KATG week, but I wasn't sure if it would be insulting to the comedians.
It's weird and insulting.
What we ended up doing is like heavy tipping. Like we bought one drink up front before even people came, and like crazy tipped on that, just so like you're for sure going to have a good night no matter what happens. And then if anything happens above that, good on you.
That works. Yeah.
Just so you're not joking, you're tipping like $5 or $10, and then one restaurant we tipped 3 times the bill. Yeah,
it was 50, Keith. Just so you know.
Okay, there you go.
That shows up.
Okay. I didn't want to say too high, and then you're like, no, actually, it was only 49. But yeah, that's what you do. I think what do you think? Would you like it if you were given a ticket and $1, or does that make you feel like I don't know you're a person?
Yeah.
That knows how to do
the
shit.
first time it happened, I was like, what is your idea of me? But then I did a show at Union Hall, and as Rachel Colley's show, and she will be like, just so you don't have to worry about it. Like she says a little something. She's like,
it's so nice.
You don't have to
because I might not have a buck. Yeah.
I never have cash on me. So I would want a tip, but then I end up not drinking sometimes or over ordering so that I can put it on the credit card and stuff like that. It's just like
it'd be funny
asking for Venmos too, bartenders Venmos.
That's funny. That's funny.
They actually put it now
so somebody in charge of a club would ask me as a bartender, like, hey, what's your Venmo? I'm going to let them know. And of course I'll give it. I'm happy to give it, but that's funny. That's so weird.
They have, when I got a haircut a month or two ago, and I'm like, okay, I want to tip on a card. And they had all of the people's faces and names with their Venmo thing right next to it.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's everybody has the fruit and vegetable cart guys. One time I was there, I'm like, okay, you know what? Fuck it. I need an apple. Where's the dude? Dude's nowhere. I take 2 apples. I just start eating one because I'm waiting anyway. Sure. So then I'm like, oh, he hasn't come back. I Venmo'd him $1 or $2, whatever it said on his thing, and I left.
Easy.
Just like, okay.
Yeah, I did a bar show a couple of weeks ago, and I didn't have cash, but I had drink tickets, and I asked for her Venmo, and then like we were kind of like flirting, and then I liked that because like I got to go home, and then the next day I'd be like, wait, what was her name? Oh, and there's her face and her name, and I can find her.
And you can comment, and you can see if you tipped well, and if you didn't, you can double down.
Yeah,
because I also believe if you are going to Venmo and not have cash, you should tip a little bit more than you normally would because it's not cash anymore.
As a bartender, mine would say, I'm married, so I only take cash.
Yeah.
No Venmo here.
Yeah, it's not. It depends on the person. Could be really good. Could be really bad to give your Venmo out.
Right.
Yeah.
I could see that. Like, bitch, I give you $10. And through your Venmo, I figured out where you are online.
Yeah.
I can see that being a problem. Yeah.
Mm.
And what was that, Melody?
I said, found ya.
Yeah. Gotcha. You said follow us at, and so I followed you home. What's the problem? I went to the dentist, and may I say that I finished my whole round of Thousands of dollars I gave them, and it feels very, very good.
Oh man,
You're done?
I think I'm done.
Good on you. I just started.
I'm done. They're giving me I have to pick
starting.
up the mouth guard, which they told me, they said, you're on your second layer of teeth. It's very important now. I'm like, I didn't even know I think there's 3, if not only 2. I don't know. But apparently I grind so much that they go, and I don't know. How do you fucking get laid and wear one of those? But she's not here all the time. So I've finally caved and I'm going to wear it.
Yeah, I am just about to embark on a dental journey I've been putting off, but I had a crown come off, and I kept it. And do you guys think it would be weird if I showed up to a new dentist with it and was like, you're not going to charge me for all of this molding? And like,
they won't use it, but yes, you can do that.
They won't use it, but you can. Yeah.
Damn, why not? It's a perfectly good.
Because it'll be your fault because they did something wrong in the initial thing. Every dentist I ever had says I should sue the dentist I had before.
Yeah.
Not only that, tell me, you have your experience, bring it. I say bring it. Always bring the finger that you cut off, the dick that was cut off, like all the things that were cut off.
And then bring up, can I have a discount? I say to every doctor, I'm like, hey, can I get a discount? So bring it and be like, add that to the pile. That I saved it.
Yeah. Here's what they're going to say. Well, it probably doesn't fit anymore because as soon as it gets out, your other teeth start shifting. We're going to have to do a whole new mold.
And they also, like, you ever get that cap and they really feels like they shove it in. Like, are you forcing it in or you have to force it in?
Yeah.
So they're going to be like, I can't be responsible for another cap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Damn.
Sorry.
And then any problem you have later is because you insisted on that cap. So you don't want that either.
I am just traumatized. I've put off going to the dentist for a while now because I went to a Medicaid dentist on the Lower East Side that was something out of a horror movie. Like it was just real stripped down, like overhead fluorescent lighting or just like a blinking light. Like I was supposed to fill a cavity and instead he fucked it up enough that I now need a root canal to fix the botched cavity filling. And it was painful and never was afraid of the dentist, but now I'm like, terrified. It was bad.
It's not painful. Never mind, you have to pay so much for that pain. Of course, people don't go to the dentist.
Yeah, I guess you get what you pay for. I didn't.
Mine still was rough. Mine still was rough, and I had plenty of Novocaine. I had headphones on for the most part until they keep falling out. But no, it's not easy. I get people not wanting to do it. You have to do it. You guys know who I'm talking to.
I'm going to pee my pants. Like even talking about the dentist, I'm just like, get the fuck off of me.
Yeah. But then it's done. Then all of a sudden, like anything else, it's done. Life is time travel. All of a sudden, here I am. Everything was done.
Totally. So I recently had my first visit since the pandemic and I got insurance. It's $60 a month, but I figure like, let's get it done because this place that I go to has gas. And the only time I will go to the dentist is if they gas me up. Otherwise,
I've never been gassed.
Oh,
and that's on medical racism. I don't know. I've never been offered any kind of
edibles. Take edibles.
So here's what I did.
Oh,
I took an edible. I went to the gas doctor. And
this is what he said. He said, "Woo woo, you're so high. Where am I at? Wada wada bing bang."
I go into their thing, and the guy goes, "Have a seat." And I go, "Okay, I will." And he's like, kind of giggling, like, "Hey, have a seat." I go, "I just want to let you know something. I am not a good patient." Okay, and he's like, "Okay, cool. Have a seat." I'm like, "Okay. The only reason why I'm here is because you people have gas." And he's like, "Oh, okay, you want to sit?" And I go, "Okay." And I sit at the edge as if that's how you sit on any fucking seat.
Right. I'm ready to leave.
Yep. And he's like, lean back. And then I go, "Oh shit, I better pee before anyone gets near any part of me." Right. So I go, "Is there a bathroom?" But here's the thing. When he looked up, I was about to burp. I said, and I already look like I'm nervous as hell. I already said I'm bad. Whatever.
Throw up.
And I go, "Yeah." So I'm about to burp. He looks up. I look like I'm about to throw up right after I said, "Where's the bathroom?" He goes, "It's right in front. Go ahead." When I come back, the gas is ready.
He's spraying it into your mouth like a thing that puts out fires, fire extinguisher.
a fog machine.
Yeah.
The room has been hotboxed for me. No.
Yeah.
Right. He smoked the whole it's filled and you see him with a little drink. I think I got it ready.
The dream, honestly.
Yeah. I really think that he was like, oh shit, she is so super serious. And I was like, okay. So he knew not to touch me anymore before he put gas on. Gas goes on. And I'm like, I don't feel it yet. After a couple minutes, he's like, just hold on a second. Now he's talking to me like I'm a child. And I'm like, I don't care. I'm enjoying this. He pet my face. Okay.
See, it does work, ladies.
I'm telling you.
They say not just when a woman's crying, they say don't tap their head when they're crying. I don't know. This seems close.
Honestly, it was like, you know how children pet dogs and they're like gentle.
Gentle touch.
Very hard.
It was gentle, but I think he's trying to be neutral. So he's just like,
right. We're not in love. It's
exactly.
Wow. Tender.
So now the edibles are kicking in and I'm like, beautiful. The gas is kicking in. I'm like, oh shit. Should I not have combined? Like, is there such thing as too high? And then I hear the drill and I'm like, why is there drilling? I'm only getting a cleaning. I don't understand. I'm like, oh, not too high. Everything's cool. And I'm like, I don't feel anything yet. He waited until I was super into it. They have like a screen up above you. If you want, you can pick Netflix. You can even pick things ahead of time. What would you like to watch? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And
what the fuck are you gonna watch?
And they have headphones that connect to that and they're wireless, but I choose my own headphones because I want to listen to the album.
You have to be able to control the volume too, and maybe you can with that remote, but like you have to hear when they go turn your head this way.
No, I do not.
No? Okay.
I do not.
Clearly, I've not been to the dentist in a long time. Like the technology has advanced.
They
advanced at the fucking free TV, not advanced that a fucking enamel doesn't fly in your face. And thank God I wear glasses again.
Oh, yeah. They give you shades.
Okay.
Yeah. This was all for cleaning.
Oh, I'm not fucking around. You will not look at me without gas at the dentist.
Wow.
Yes. Pretend to throw up. I'm telling. These are tips. This is how to fucking hack this. I'm telling you.
Really inspired, yeah.
Right? Okay. So then the drilling, I'm very concerned, but finally I reach that state. I'm like, please let this never end. I hope my teeth are rotting out of my face. And he continues for another 2 hours. And then he stops drilling for a second. I'm like, no, don't say no, don't be done, because then he'll turn down the gas, because that's got to be weird to say.
Right. Is the gas working? Well, good enough. Like it's like when I close Zoom, for example, and they go, how was that? 1 out of 5 stars. Well, I can't tell you 5. You'll quit working. 4. Thanks for your attention.
Keep them on their toes.
Yeah.
But then finally, he stopped for long enough, and I was like, wait, why do things feel different? I'm like, hey, is this thing on anymore? And he goes, no, we're done. I go, all right. That's cool. Then they're taking.
I allow it.
Yes. Then the X-ray person comes in after because they realized my last X-rays were old. And this woman, oh boy, this dude must have told everybody in the office. I am not exaggerating.
Once you went to the bathroom, they told. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what happened throughout the whole office. Here's how, I'm not exaggerating. Here's how this woman talked to me. First of all, she bent down. She goes, hi. I'm Rosa. I'm here to make sure you're okay. Are you okay, sweetheart? I hear you did really great today. Did you do really great today? Oh. Okay, now if you have any discomfort, if you're uncomfortable in any way, and she pets me.
They only talk to me like that when they tried to tell me the price.
You just let me know. And I'm like, this is working for me. I don't give a shit. And I'm giggling because at this point, I'm not on nitrous or anything, but I'm like, you can't believe that this is how you talk to a 47-year-old.
Yeah, I
get to pick a toy after.
Right. My office manager was, what do you call it? No interest payments. It's only $400 a month and we'll be done in a year.
So then I'm doing my x-rays and they don't run away anymore. I don't know if you guys know this. They're right in the room with the x-rays. And after every time they click the picture button, they look up and they go, that was really good. You did so good on that one. You ready for another one? I'm like, yes, I am.
Meanwhile, they're fucking up. I've never had the X-ray thing go smooth ever.
Well, now it shows up as soon as they take the picture. So if they have
but to me, they got to go, okay, we have to move this again. Like, I hear mumbling and I know it's that they fucked up. And it's like, okay,
so
one more time.
Good job. I stayed still.
You did a great job.
Thank you.
You did a great job, but we had the same number taken.
And I always have a problem. Oh, sorry.
No, please.
I just have a medically too small mouth. That's all I was going to say. It's always an issue. There's always everything has to be repeated. Sorry, fellas. Like
sorry, fellas. You're like, everything is tight.
Yeah, literally tiny. So yeah, always an issue with the X-rays.
I leave the dentist and like anytime I go, hey, anything I need to know, brushing, eating. No. And then I start walking away. I mean, you're numb and stuff. 42 minutes, give it. Like, what? And that happened more than once.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
They're like, oh, I guess, you'll bite your cheek right now and your tongue off if you eat. So probably wait 42 minutes. Yeah.
Why not just ask me if I want probiotics? I don't fucking know anything.
Yeah. So then I think we're done. And then all of a sudden they're prepping for something. And I'm like, what's going on? And Rosa's like, do you want the headphones? And I go, why do I need headphones? Do I need headphones? And the cleaning guy was like, no, of course she doesn't need headphones. We're not doing anything right now. And Rosa's like, oh no, what was I thinking? No, of course.
I'm an idiot.
No, she doesn't need, I swear. Like that, like, no, we're done. We're just looking right now. So she doesn't need headphones.
She goes, I'm Rosa, dumb idiot bitch. I don't even know what I did.
There's nothing to be scared about. And I'm like, oh, this is the greatest.
But that was the cleaning.
No, they really did.
Yeah,
just
sounds like
look at it.
Okay.
And then,
then
I get, now my diagnosis, the dentist comes in and she goes, okay. And she's looking through my teeth and going like number 42, SMPTRS, number 52. And I'm like, all these numbers are.
Yeah, a lot of numbers. I got a lot of numbers. I got too many numbers.
I didn't like the numbers, but I'm like, fuck it. I'm here, right? Like you start the process, you keep going. We're going to work it out. And she goes, all right. So you have a couple cavities. We want to do a deep cleaning, like all this shit. And then you have this one tooth. And she goes, put it on the TV in front of her. And because I want to show her. And I'm like, yes, please show me the X-ray because I'm not going to believe you.
Right.
Unless you do.
X-rays are so, we put up that picture at keithandthegirl.com of the woman that got shot in the clit. A bullet stopped in her clit. No exaggeration.
I still don't believe it.
Like an X-ray, all you see is the bullet. But, we've all seen the X-rays. It's like, apparently you're supposed to see nothing. And then if there's a little line of light nothing, that's not good.
Right. Exactly. So she goes, you see this tooth?
Right.
This tooth is done. And I'm like, okay, we're starting green. She goes, you are actually infected. And this is where your sinus is. So I'm actually really concerned about this because if it gets in your sinus, like that's going to be really bad. And it's pretty close right now. Now you already had a root canal on that tooth, as you can see here. And I'm like, okay. I had
something like that where she said my one cavity is getting close to a root canal. So if we'll do our best, but if it doesn't work, you need another root canal. And I'm like, I say out loud, I'm like, shit. I want them to know my real feelings. Right. And I go, shit. And she goes, no, but we'll try our best. And then I'm just thinking, then why'd you tell me in the first place? In case you fuck up?
Yeah. Oh, you'll do your best. Okay. I'm going to do my best to pay that.
My joke when we're done is good teamwork.
You did so good.
Yeah.
So, so she puts it on, okay, you already had a root canal. So what I would suggest, and this is just me suggesting, I'm like, you mean the one with the degree?
Pay you more?
So she goes, I would suggest actually pulling the tooth so that I can fix the thing, blah, blah, blah. And she goes, I mean, we could try a root canal again, but I would suggest not. And I go, yeah. Who the fuck are you? I'm getting another root canal. You can suggest, no, of course not.
I'm going to get a second opinion. I'm going to go through all of this at another office.
I think I'm going to go with what you say and not my stupid ass opinion about like how you keep warning me and look very stressed and go, I would suggest, yes, we'll go with you this time. Next time we'll fucking flip a coin or something. We'll have some fun. But for now, let's be boring.
Or did she go like, you go, what would you do with a loved one? She's like, well, they're not crying pussies. I mean, we do a root canal. Would you like the bathroom again? Here's a bucket next to you. You know, I don't know. We all use it, but if you want to use it, it's closer to you.
But you know what? What a great idea to like
the bucket.
No, to
you bring your own bucket and just leave it there.
To think that you're going to throw up because they're working on the part that's going to, come out. So
but I get nervous. I get nervous. They're too careful and they're not getting it done. Am I making that up? Like when I'm Novocaine, but you hit something and I go, ooh, I don't want you to think, does that mean you don't clean that area anymore or whatever the fuck you're doing? Because I could take it.
Well, okay. The dentist comes in and checks this guy's work after, and she does not know what a patient I am. Like, it doesn't matter to her. So if he does a bad job, she's going to see it. And here's the thing. You guys tell me how you feel about this. She goes, you see this thing? You're supposed to do this thing first. If you need help, ask for help. And I'm like, I don't think I was supposed to hear this conversation.
Yeah.
It was a little, I was
Wouldn't want to,
and the guy was like, yes, of course. Okay. And I was like, wow, great. Like, killing it response. But I'm like, I maybe you tell him that later in that tone. So it's so much stayed with me that when I got the email, like, hey, how was your visit? I was like, this guy's name was odd. But it was like, I think it was like John Free or something like that. And I was like, fucking, I don't remember. So I go, I don't remember the guy's name, but he was so great and he treated me so, and I was so scared and he blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, no, this is not good enough. I went on their website. I went to that specific location. I was like, I will find this motherfucker's name, found his name, deleted I don't know what his name was, put in the thing. And I was like, this dude was the goddamn best in 3 to 4 sentences. Send. Because you know what? He's constantly getting reviewed. He seems very new and he really was taking care of me. So good on you, John Free.
Good for you. And taking the time, good for you, because I'll get emails that go, I had a problem with your show today. Keith, KIIETH, question mark, had I'm like, okay, just tell me you care.
Yeah, diking out emails like, once again, Melanie has triggered me.
Right. I know her perfectly. Why doesn't Melanie know me? I'm reading here, a Kentucky man was sentenced to 14 years now. We're up to 14 years for attacking police officers with pepper spray at the Capitol, January 6th. We're up to 14 years, longest sentence, excuse me. But he's older. Is it a life sentence? 49 years old. He was convicted of assault charges and other felonies in December. His name is Peter Schwartz. He forced his way through a line of police officers with a group of riders, including his ex-wife, so they could spend time together, it seems. Yelling through the wall. He threw a folding chair at one of the cops. He happened to be on probation at the time. I guess I don't know when your past crimes catch up or don't, but he happened to be on probation at the time. 38 prior convictions.
Wow.
Several, I guess you're in trouble if you're on probation, right? I never understood probation. I guess that's what it means. Don't fuck kids for 3 years.
Yeah.
All right. Assaulting or threatening officers or other authority figures. 14 years. Now, this is crazy because it never even happened, I'm being told. And still, people think it happened. Oh my God. It's fucking crazy.
Come on. You saw a comedian live casting from there. You know what I'm talking about. No.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's not coming to me, but I'm not being shy.
Red hair?
Red hair.
Yes, red hair.
Chrissy Mayer.
Chrissy Mayer. Of course, I would have had that.
I was forgetting for the second, but yeah.
All right, we got to get to something serious now. Okay, you got your digs in. We got to talk about you and dating. We got to talk about the 24-hour marathon, Melody.
Oh,
we got to talk about how the news was. I didn't want this either. We got to talk about how shocking the news was. Quite frankly, to me, forget about you, me.
Melody, you should have come with a fucking gas dentist story or something.
I know.
Yeah.
Because this breakup was like 50 root canals.
And friends are like, just tear it out. And you're like, I think I'd rather a root canal. And now here we are. Melody Kamali and Allie Clayton broke up. And this is, I believed in yous so much.
Yeah.
I had to call a priest and a therapist. No, I really didn't know. To be honest, looking back, I didn't know.
Yeah,
What's
it's weird.
worse to
People
hear?
will tell me like
There's no
they're
way to
not
win.
surprised, but people will like the same friends I'm learning that are just like, yeah, we all saw this coming, are also saying to her like, I am blindsided. So it's like hard to tell what actually.
Right. No, people are full of
Perception.
shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
people are full of shit. You know
Yeah,
that.
Oh yeah, everyone knows everything as soon as it's done. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I
Right.
totally knew those were the lotto numbers. I just, modesty is like a thing I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
Right. I'm hurt. Oh, you didn't let me finish because, and then like
Yeah,
all of a
right.
sudden their opinions change.
Um,
It seems like it came to you weren't exactly, this is my guess, you weren't exactly 100% thrilled, but she could stay with you. You just have to see other people. And she's thinking, no fucking way.
That's
Am I
not
close?
fair. That's not fair either. And that's not a reason to get into polyamory. That's like not fair to the other person, I realize. I love her so much. I was being selfish and like couldn't fully like let go of her. I needed to like she says her therapist says this too. Like I did it for her. Like I needed, like, if I wasn't all in, like we're doing this for life, then it wasn't fair for me to,
it's easy to see, I would think, tell me if I'm wrong, that if I'm her, I'm like, don't tell me what you're doing things for. I told you I still want to see you. You're telling me, no, stop doing things for me.
Yeah. Yeah. That was
rough,
her.
though.
Yeah. Yeah. She's my best friend. We want to be friends, but I think, we were too.
Did she say like, what can I do? Like, if you need other people, I can be those people.
No. That was her one thing. She was like, I'll do anything, but like not that. Like, I'm never gonna be.
But like, I'll just show up more.
poly.
Maybe I'm showing up less. You love me now. Apparently you don't. I can just give more. Not poly.
No.
Just could that be? No.
She gave so much. She's great. I just wasn't.
I'm just wondering if she'd think that.
Oh yeah.
I would think that. I don't know how I wouldn't think that for a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, hey, let me, and then I'd be like, don't be a sucker, Keith.
Yeah.
But for a little bit, I'd be like, okay, you know what? I was fucking about. I did relapse a little bit. I can try harder.
That's normal. When I was dumped in the relationship before her, I was thinking that way too. I think that's the motions you go through. Do
you guys ever like talk, cry, and fuck? Now?
No, never fucked. I mean, and that is a lesbian achievement. We literally shared a bed for like 2 months. Like it's brutal. Going through a breakup in New York with the real estate market. Like, I think the way we dealt with it was just being high constantly. I had quit smoking weed for a while, like 7 months or something in the lead up to that. And she had quit with me. And the second the breakup happened, we were just like, that's the only way we could deal. And we would like, we're just coexisting while we like looked for apartments. It dragged on over the course of like
anything get confusing over that? Anything get confusing?
Yeah.
Like,
one day I was just like, I want to touch your butt. She's like, you can't. Like that's, but we know we're both in therapy. We're like, we can't do this. Like we have a lot of toxic lesbian friends. We've seen it all. We don't want to repeat other people's mistakes. And yeah, we're not talking. And I think that's the only way we can eventually be friends. But my friend was like, we have a mutual best friend who is her podcast co-host. And it's like, do I have to mute also Ever Maynard and Allie have their podcast? It's weird because we have each other muted, but like
right now, right? Yeah.
No, God, no. But it's like Ever's always promoting their stuff. So I'm constantly like seeing her and it's tough. Like I have to shut out other friends too, I think. I don't know.
Do you block? And I don't think blocking is so shocking. I just say that because I just happen to see, like, looking up stuff to talk to you about, Ever with her waist around Allie. Like and I'm for a split second, I'm like, hey, is that weird or they're just friends? And that's what girls will do.
Just buddies. We've all been friends. They've been friends since like 2009. They're like siblings. But yeah, Allie, like I think we thought we could just like go straight to being friends, and then that was like very painful. And so we haven't spoken in like month and a half or something like that. A couple months.
You had to have gone through some kind of like detox feeling of like having the jitters from, because I imagine you get so used to in a relationship. Hey, I'm going out to
am not well. It's frustrating. A lot of people just assume like the person who was broken up with like needs the like comfort and everything. Like I'm actually very upset with a lot of our mutual friends, like non-comic friends, like our little like lesbian social like circle that everyone is just, I'll see on Instagram, like they're all hanging out without me. That's fine. Obviously I don't expect to be invited, but like no one has checked in months. And it's clear that it's just team Al. I don't know. It sucks. And I cried.
I remember my ex when she was leaving the house.
Wait until she finishes the I cried sentence.
Well, this is the thing about crying.
Holy shit.
No, it's so regular. No,
she was just saying people don't let me.
Yeah.
Every day it's like,
yeah,
I cry.
I'm on Allie's side.
I'm just so used to, I was not a crier in the last few months, crying all the time. It's not even an event. So interrupt me.
I knew the final three words.
Daily life.
Yeah. My ex-wife said like, I think we should get a divorce. And it was shocking and not like we became friends as opposed to lovers. So it's still shocking, but I was like, okay, then you know what? I didn't even think like, let's try to fix this right now. I'm like, you are so sure that if you're bluffing, you're blowing it because that's the end. Then she's moving her things out and just holds me and starts bawling. And it feels like I'm the one who has to give her the dentist treatment and rub her face. I'm like, but this was you.
Yeah.
So I did that. My mind's rolling its eyes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was guilty of that too. But
you're allowed to. I mean, you're allowed to. I'm agreeing with I get what you're saying, but yeah, you can see on the other side. It's like, yeah, really? Well, rub your eyes and let's give it a go if you want.
I don't know, man. It's 6.5 years. It's like that's all you knew. Yeah, but it's hard to detach. Ever was like, friend, it takes, what they say, it takes half the amount of the span of the relationship to. I was like, we can't be friends for 3 years.
Right.
Don't do math. Don't do math while you're breaking up.
Yeah.
Right.
I try to never do it. And I'm definitely not going to start now.
Use your phone. Keep using your phone. Use the calculator. Don't do math. It'll hurt.
So hopefully it's not that long, but hopefully we get to a place where we had scripts we wanted to write together. I just, I think we were too ambitious, and now we're realizing this is going to take a while.
Should lovers not work together? Makes me think of our recent guest, new to Keith and the Girl, Jess Solomon. And she was pretty open for it being the first time on a show about how working with her was not working out at all. Now they're still together, but with you, do you think that was any of it or not really?
Actually, I don't know if we could work together just because I used to open for her and I hated that. And I don't love even when she would want to come to one of my shows, if she didn't have one, I would not like it. I had a complex about being with a comedian. That's why I had a no comedians rule and I broke it for her, but I'll never.
Why is your career better than me? Like that?
Yeah, jealousy. There were things I got that she was super jealous of too, that I was like, how could she be jealous? She's so much farther along than me. When we first started dating, I got some Comedy Central thing that she did not deal well with. And I was like, that's crazy. Cause she'd already she was a senior when I was a freshman in the Chicago comedy scene. There's limited opportunities in comedy, especially for women, especially for queer women. So there's an inherent competitiveness, even if it's the person you are in love with. It sucks. I mean, other people are maybe healthier about it, but I know myself and I can never be with a comedian again. Ever, ever.
That's funny. I'm going to write this. What day is today? Okay.
Yeah. Next time I'm on, it's going to be once again coming on with my comedian partner we used to do.
Yeah. What's your favorite thing? Somebody that makes me laugh constantly. I'm not it's their job.
Whatever. The funniest people are non-comics lately to me.
Right. There's no agenda. They're not practicing. Right.
It's more pure.
So you moved out, is what I'm guessing.
Yeah, look at me here in my studio apartment.
Okay.
That's my living room over there, and that's my bedroom.
Same finger.
And this is a plug for paying for the subscription that you get to see the live stream for, I guess. It's my first time living alone ever. Like I had roommates before Allie, and then we lived together for so long.
Okay.
So
what
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like I just went on a writing retreat that was like 2 weeks in Pennsylvania. And like, I only got a taste of living alone for a few weeks before this, but I immediately was like, fuck roommates. Like I can't go back. Like even for 2 weeks living with two other people in like a big Victorian house at this writing residency, I was like losing it. Like I love not having to deal with anyone else's bullshit.
How long ago did you move in?
I moved in April 1st.
Have you gone through this phase yet in your new place? Because I still do it. Everything's just so. And then one day it just hits you. It's like, no, this goes over here. That goes over. Now it's, do I call Home and Gardens? Because what I just put together. No, that was wrong. Now this goes over here. Oh my God.
Yeah, I am realizing just how like useless I am. Like Allie did everything, man. Cooking, like home things, like mounting, using tools. Like I just had to get like baby's first toolkit, like a starter one.
Right.
Like the
thing. Did you get her
advertise that
last birthday?
Yeah, for one anniversary birthday, she wanted a power drill. Yeah, so obviously I don't have that anymore. But then I was like, even if I did have it, I don't know what I'm doing with it.
What if that was just a turn of phrase?
Power drill?
Yeah,
I think it is.
Feels like something.
Yeah.
Feels like something.
I think that's definitely a category in Pornhub for sure.
Have you? Are you dating? Is it not on your mind?
Yeah,
Yes, you're fucking good for you. All right. Anybody?
I don't want her. I don't want.
Oh,
don't tell her, guys.
Don't tell her that she's gonna do her best to try and live. Okay, nobody tell Allie.
Yeah, that's the thing too. It's like I was thinking, if I did like start dating someone seriously, do I tell them, hey, I don't want to hurt my best friend, like former lover's feelings. We cannot hard launch for 2 years. Like Anthony DeVito, does he ever come on? Julia is his Julia come on the podcast?
Solomon,
yeah. When they first started dating, he had just gotten out of a 5-year relationship and she was just like ready to go. And he was like, I can't. And she's like, well, I'm here now. Take me or leave me. And he was like, okay, but I can't I don't want to hurt her. Like, yeah. And he didn't post about her for like
what were you going to say, Chemda? That would be tough on the other person.
Yeah. It feels unfair.
You can't imagine that this will be okay. No, you just can't imagine it because it's so dark right now in that world that like having a light in there seems rude and seems uncomfortable. But in like a very small amount of time, a new normal will arise and this will seem silly. And that's not there right now. But the only way to be there is to already pretend it's normal because it is. It has been, we talked to you in the marathon, it's been months, which does not mean you need to be over it. But I think it's okay if you had any kind of relation with anybody, even if it suddenly it's just what's happening right now. No one's going to believe that you're doing it like on purpose to hurt.
Feels like it though. I feel like I'm sneaking around still. Like I was with someone and it was like, oh, should we go to Ginger's, like a lesbian bar in Brooklyn? I'm like, we could be seen as if I'm like having an affair.
Right.
But like, I don't want it to get back to her.
Well, you can't imagine.
Single.
I thought she was going to say like, you can't imagine what they're imagining and you can't. And maybe you can't because you can look back and be like, apparently I got it wrong then too. But yeah you can't make up what they're going to make up. It's going to be the worst.
Yeah. And it doesn't matter anyway. Also, like, remember what it feels like that your parents always know what you're doing and you're always doing something wrong or whatever. Yeah. And then you say something on stage and you're like, I hope my parents didn't hear it. And that voice just goes away more and more as you become an adult. That same voice goes away. It's just not. Yeah. Well, like my parents were in my head, the ex is in your head. Like, I get it.
Yeah, apparently I started therapy too, like at the beginning of the year. So like a month post breakup, but we were still living together for at least another month or two. And she did not love that I waited to start therapy then. But I did. And yeah, immediately she was like, okay, so off the bat, I can tell you your main issues are guilt and shame. Like those are two major themes in your life. So I think it makes sense that I'm still feel like I'm sneaking around. We technically broke up in November, end of November. And it's like fucking May. And I'm still like, no, we can't go to the lesbian bar.
Has that voice gotten lower a little bit since November?
It did, and until she went to a straight bar and got caught, and then it's like, oh, gone to straight
went
bars.
To Shenanigans pub on the corner. Literally, my new neighborhood. There's a bar called Shenanigans on the corner, extremely straight. But yeah, it also doesn't help. Again, the comedian, like we're on Picture This, like a week after it broke, like I had to drop out of a show. Like we were on One Liner Madness at the Bell House, that like yearly bracket style tournament show. I think she dropped out because I saw suddenly she wasn't on the, like, it's like you have to navigate. There's a whole other.
Did you guys talk about the marathon who's going to drop out, or did she just decide to drop out?
Well, it wasn't because of us. She was in LA. Oh, okay. And she realized, I think, well, she's like dyslexic. Like, she's like, maybe I read it wrong, or she's dyscalculate too. But like, it ended up being like right in the, like at 3 a.m. when she like had a meeting the next morning, or she's like, I can't do that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nothing personal against any of us.
Okay. All right. Because I can see that easily being a talk. Like, hey, are you going to this show? I'm not, but you guys don't seem to talk like that anyway.
Yeah, but I'm still paranoid about like that being on the record, like what I was talking about then. Again, still broken up technically, but I will spiral time to time, be like, oh, I fucking went on Keith and the Girl marathon, and like someone could send her that, and it's like, and then what?
If she's fucking now, would that please you?
No, it's hard to think about, but it would make me feel better about going on like dates and stuff. Yeah, if she was, but I also hate that thought. So clearly
it was bad. It was bad sex. Don't worry. Whatever this made up story is. Yeah. All right. Now, what is your Venmo if people do want to date you?
Oh yeah, it's at Melody Kamali. Got a hot pick up there. Yeah. Send all inquiries to my Venmo for sure. No DMs on Instagram. Those are closed. Venmo's open. I'm bisexual. It's open. Pansexual.
Okay. I'll do one or all or everything. How are you doing in general? You doing good then? You sound good. I know I put your head in a weird place, but are you good in general?
I think I'm good. Yeah. I was really not. Right. It's been like the run protest. This is a whirlwind of depression. I was like processing not being able to get in touch with family. Any run, there's like a full revolution happening, and people are being slaughtered, and my cousins are being arrested. I was just like, what? And then
Iran. I miss her.
In Iran. Yeah.
Okay.
And that uprising, then Carolyn decides to end diking out, which is like a main source of income. So I'm like, okay. Then my day job like has a freeze, and so I no longer have like any income. And then I'm like sitting around with my thoughts, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not happy, but also like I haven't been happy. So I break up with Al, like all within a month, and then it's like I don't have proof of income, so how am I going to find an apartment? Like, it's just been a nightmare. Rock bottom. So I'm like, yeah, I'm doing great. The only way to go was up. Like, it was truly bad. Like the last
Melody,
few months.
How do I tell you right now? Okay.
I would argue too, Melody. God, she's so good at this stuff.
If I could gas you up right now, I totally would. If I can give you nitrous.
It's like my favorite jokes were about Allie and I too. So it's like, I'm still like, I'm getting booked on shows. I'm like, what do I do? Like, I was realizing more and more material. It's like, that was also like, I lost myself in the relationship because all I knew to write eventually towards the end was jokes about Allie, like I had a real reckoning.
Good on you. Good on you, because a lot of people would have stayed and ruined both of your times forever. Good on you, because this is the darkness and there will be light soon, or you could have just stayed in the gray forever. This is so fucking hard. And I'm like so amazed that you're breathing, and I'm so glad that you are.
God takes care. Chemda's right. God takes care of all his children. He does it in funny, weird ways. But you just have to wait for Christ Jesus. You know the one I mean.
Yeah, the hot one.
Shows you the hot one. Shows you
the one that can tan.
Right. Hey, we're able to do anything. The real one can't tan. That's fucking weird.
Can you imagine he can't tan? He's up on that cross for fucking 24 hours.
Yeah, now it's not torture, is it? I understood Jesus had sunburn.
If he burned,
apparently.
On top of everything, now he's sunburnt. Come on, that didn't happen.
Here's what you got to do. You got to check out Melody, okay? The Twitter is Melody Kamali. Instagram's the same. Facebook, the same. Now, right there,
I am still
you
on
asked
there.
me. A lot of people don't do that. I like that. I like that. There's a new show called Buy Panic. It's at Come On Everybody in Brooklyn. Now, you're probably hearing this being like, are some of those words? What am I supposed to do? Keith had an easier time trying to get into the comedy cell. It's called Buy Panic. Why that name?
Because I thought I should do a bisexual show with my co-hosts. We're both bi, and we're like, what if the angle is we're just booking comedian crushes we have across the gender spectrum? Also, bi/pan is a way people identify, because it means the same thing, but for political reasons, people either gravitate towards like bi or pan. So bi/pan has become like a category. So I thought there was a fun with the design, a fun opportunity there. My friend said, no, let's not do that pun. I was like, all right, well, the name stands. Yeah.
Turns out we did. I won't ask a follow-up. Have you gotten laid from that show?
Technically, yes, but only because I arranged it so that person would be there. So technically,
I assumed they didn't just show up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good for you. It's at Come On Everybody in Brooklyn. That's what you do. And like I said, when is it? Every what?
We are doing like one-offs here and there, but we're going to put on a Pride show. Stay tuned.
Okay. I will stay tuned. Fuck yeah. All right.
A lot of people in the chat are loving you. Chris.
Cool.
Melody is so awesome. Excellent guest. Sadia, yes, she's awesome. And she said a bunch of stuff about Instagram, and then she understood that she wasn't listening well, and then continues and says, but she's awesome.
Yeah, I just cut a bunch of reels. I'm going to be a real comic.
Okay.
REAL by posting REEL.
It's weird that everybody's doing it. It's almost the way celebrities started taking over podcasting. It's the way.
Yeah, you got to. I
like these old shows. They are done, and now they're putting out reels. Mm-hmm. I'm like, what the fuck? It's weird.
I give in. I had a potential agent manager. They want to work with me, but I have some assignments, and that's one of them.
Right. So. The assignment is you do it, and then we'll work with you.
Exactly.
Yeah. What? All right. Let's leave on a happier note. What's the deal with Israel and Palestine? we put a poll up: Israel or Palestine. Obviously, a stupid fucking poll, but not even. It's almost 100% Team Palestine. What is this news article that everybody read some years ago that I haven't?
The person that they're listening to was born in Israel.
What's that?
I was born in Israel, and they're like, Israel or Palestine?
Yeah.
Palestine.
Yeah.
P-Town.
All I understood, I thought it was always understood to Americans. These Israelis have no place to fucking go, and they keep getting fucked with. Finally, they're somewhere, and then all of a sudden, to me, the world blinked, and hey, they're a superpower, and it's too much, and we're Team Palestine.
Right.
What is it?
Can I just say I have a white friend, right? Who great
I do too.
I know.
I do too.
I'm working on it. I was like, Allie, that's why we can't be friends. Actually, I'm tapping my white friends. No, she has like a great grandmother who's like from the Middle East. Then so suddenly now she's Arab and she's clinging to it. And her dad's Jewish. She's getting a tattoo with the family name that is an Arabic name written, or no, the Hebrew name written in Arabic. And I was like, you did it. You solved it. You did it. There it is. let's shut it down. You did it. Why? Like you really did something there. I can't get over it.
All right, look. I think we solved everything. Melody, if you have any final thoughts, please, by all means.
Oh man. If anyone wants to, when you post this episode,
yes.
If people have storage hacks, post it in the comments, or just I am dealing with a small space here, and I feel like I'm constantly, I have bruises. I'm running into things. I need to figure out how to organize. How do you deal with a small space? What do you do?
You ever look up? You ever looked at those things up I have where it's like, oh, a small space. What do I do? And it's like, oh shit! With one button, this TV turns into a couch, turns into a refrigerator.
Yeah, it ends up being
$6 million.
Right. So I'm on a budget because still unemployed, still not thriving. But yeah, sound off when the episode's posted on Instagram. How about that?
Well, let's get it up right now then. You got work to do. Melody, thank you so much. Awesome saying
Thank you both.
Appreciate it.
Always fun.
Bye, everybody. KeithAndTheGirl.com. Hit likes and all that shit on everything. You know that. Chemda?
Thanks again, Bad Beef. Bye.